Hi, it's Andy with West Valley 411. I've got 3 tips for you for changing your automatic transmission fluid in a 2019 Pilot. First off, a handy task light is really important. This way you can keep the light focused on where you need, especially under the car. This one has a lithium battery and a 110-degree tilting head. So if you look at the fill port, which is essentially the transmission fluid dipstick, it is down in an area that's a little hard to access, so you need a really long set of funnels or a couple of them put together. So it's a little bit hard to see, so I'm zooming in, and if you look kind of in the middle of the screen, there's that, there it is right there. That's a pretty good focus. There is a little hook on the plug. So that's where you want to measure your fluid level, and it's also where you're going to fill. So I wanted to show you something really important about the tightening of the drain plug under the car, because you're going to need an extension to your torque wrench. The head on my torque wrench is just too big. It won't go into the space, so you need either this kind of an extension, or you need, I also had handy this kind of 8-way multi, directional 3/8 inch adapter, but we don't really need that one. We're just going to go with the extension. You can probably get it at Harbor Freight pretty cheap. I think this one's a Craftsman. But let me crawl under the car and show you what I'm talking about. So this is the space here. Let's get adjusted here so you can see it. Pull my light over. It's always fun working on your back. Okay, we'll raise that up. Tilt it around a little bit. Okay, you can see it's not a hex plug, it's a direct 3/8. So let me grab my torque wrench and show you what I mean. Okay, here we go. Now there's the extension. If you didn't have the extension, so I'm trying to rotate this around with one hand to get it in the hole. And let me adjust it a little bit. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure that's focused. Okay, there we go. So you can see it's pretty easy to push that in and make it seat. If we didn't have that extension, this top portion here of your torque wrench would not fit into that space because it has this shield of some kind around it. It's I'm not even sure what that functions as. Let me move the camera around. I guess it's just an aluminum extension of the engine or the transmission. Not really sure what that is. It doesn't deflect air. I'm not sure that it does anything for heat. Maybe it's a road hazard kind of a deflector, so it doesn't, damage the nut there. So anyway, that hopefully is helpful. Pick it up before you pick up the extension part before you get started, and make sure you have your funnels. Oh, hey, and here's a couple more tips for you to make the job easier. Plan on a solid 10 minutes for that fluid to come out of the car. It comes out in a flurry at first, and then it takes quite a while for the balance of the fluid to come out. So, work on something else. Change the washer, the crush washer. Keep yourself occupied. Otherwise, you can just take a little nap under the car. Also, to catch all the fluid when it comes out initially, align yourself by the driver's tire with your feet sticking out of the front of the car, and hold the drain pan up with one hand and loosen the bolt with the other. Because if you're laying on the side that I'm on with the fluid coming towards you, you won't be able to hold the pan up, see what you're doing, and not get splashed. So a couple more tips for a total of 5. Hope that helps. All right, here is the 6th and final tip. That is the size of the dipstick hole from the dipstick. And as you can see, here's a quick shot of it. The hole's a pretty good size compared to what you might expect. So when you're trying to figure out how to fill the fluid, you know, what I did is I got 2 different dipsticks and labeled them. One is the bottom, which is in gray, and you know, they're both a pretty good size. That's the one that goes on top. It sticks up far enough, and this is the one that goes on the bottom. I actually had to cut off the top of that so that it would fit snugly down inside between the housing and all the other, you know, the air conditioning motor, fan, and the hoses and all that stuff. So do a little bit of shopping before you change the fluid. It's a heck of a lot cheaper than having a shop do it. Especially this is a 5-speed transmission, and the 9-speed transmissions, the difference in price per quart goes from about $8 to $30 to $40 per quart. So if you got a new Passport or new Pilot, you know, 2021, I'm not sure about the 2020s, you're going to pay a heck of a lot more. So you might as well do it yourself and save some money. All right, guys, hope that helps. Good luck. Wait, but there's more. I have 2 more great tips for a total of 8. You're going to want to use ATF DW1 genuine Honda transmission fluid. Don't use anything else, any other brand. You can get this at the dealer or you can get it online. And the other tip is that the crush washer for the oil pan bolt is a different size than the crush washer for your transmission bolt. And if you're not sure what size it is, this is a 14 millimeter for the oil pan. It's the same size that I've used on Accords, Civics, and the Pilot. You can get a handy gauge like this called Gauge It. I think I got this at Home Depot, and you can measure screws, bolts. You can measure tubes, the inside or outside lumen or diameter. So you basically just find the size on the gauge, and in this case, this is 8 millimeter, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And unfortunately, it doesn't go up to 14 because when you put the 14 on there, you can still see a little bit of white, but you get the idea. So it's 14 for the oil pan. It's 18 for the transmission bolt. And, you know, sometimes it's really hard to get that crush washer off the transmission bolt because it's on there super tight. And I have to admit, I don't change the oil pan every time, although that comes off a lot easier. So the main idea is that you don't turn it over and use the other side because it's been shaped to fit, you know, as you tighten it with your torque wrench. So hope that helps. Happy fluid change, and enjoy your vehicle. If you have any questions, please post a question, and be happy to get back to you. Thank you.